Welcome to our Evergoods Transit Duffel 35L review. I've reviewed probably 50 duffels on this channel, and this one is very interesting. I got a lot to say about it. Be sure to stick around for the whole review, hear me out on the pros and the cons, and I promise if this is not the duffel for you, I'll make an alternative recommendation for a duffel that I think better suits your needs. Let's talk about the gist of the Evergoods Transit Duffel 35L. Most duffels are like this, malleable and super flimsy and compressible, right? By design, that's what a good duffel, a traditional good duffel is like. And Evergoods said, F that. We're gonna make a duffel that has structure and shape and metal rods and fascinating features that give limitations but also open new possibilities at the same time. Ultimately, the top feature is that it's a duffel that maintains its shape. It's not gonna collapse into itself, and that's gonna be a pro or a con depending on your carry needs. We've got one compartment with no organization, the other compartment with a ton of organization. Really cool handles that I'm gonna nerd out on in a little bit. A main compartment with very minimalist organization and the ability to be carried in hand mode or in shoulder strap duffel mode. The size is 35 liters. It currently comes in one color option, black. It weighs 2 pounds, 14 ounces. Because of the way it keeps its shape, the duffel sort of looks the same whether it's empty or full. And this is the duffel being carried by me. For reference, I'm 5'8". But don't worry, I'm gonna pack this thing out to the brim so you can see exactly what it fits. All Evergoods products are covered by their lifetime warranty against manufacturing defects and craftsmanship. And for all that, this duffel currently runs around 200 USD. And if that price makes your heart drop because you're like, wow, that's a deal. 200 for that, that's it? And if you're gonna make a purchase or just wanna find out more information, we do ask that you do so using the first link in the description. Reason being, that link sometimes has discount codes, but it always gives you the best price. And that link also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel, which we greatly appreciate. Thank you. All right, let's talk about the outside of the Evergoods Transit Duffel 35L. Real fast, Evergoods logo. It's just an empty patch. You can actually attach other Evergoods patches. Some actually have reflective properties, which if you're a commuter can come quite in handy. Or if you're just super into patches, you can pop one on, or you can just leave it like that. The choice is up to you. Next up, let's talk about the exterior material. This, ladies and gentlemen, is 840D ballistic nylon. And it's a custom 840D ballistic nylon, and I freaking love it. Ballistic nylon is a miracle material. It's smooth to the touch, it's super durable, weather resistant, and robust. And this one, it's custom developed. It's just one of the nicer ballistic nylons that I've reviewed. It's just gorgeous. But really on the outside, we're gonna focus on sort of how this duffel is put together and how it works. Cause like I said, it's strange because it has padding, it's self-standing. But I'm curious, like, what do you think about a self-standing padded duffel? Super awesome? Too many compromises? Let me know in the comments below. I wanna hear what you gotta say. On the bottom, we have these two sort of panels, also with padding. These panels sort of retract and expand depending on how much gear you have in the duffel, but it always ensures the duffel stands upright. And the padding on these two sides ensure the duffel always has a very strong look to it. But you gotta keep in mind, like a traditional duffel, there's something that's also very satisfying and comfortable about a duffel that sort of gets smaller when you don't pack it out fully, and then, you know, fills up when you do pack it out fully, right? Especially when you're wearing it in shoulder mode, right? Because it kind of, you know, like this is nice. This is manageable. But this guy, when you're wearing it in shoulder mode, which I'll show in just a second, is always just kind of big and bulky. Like it's never taken mercy on you. It's just always this big old box by your side. Now notice below the zipper, leading into the main compartment, we got these two buckles. These buckles, yet again, interesting. Kind of difficult to snap in and to unbuckle. They're made by Duraflex though, who makes the best hardware in the world. Them and Woojin. Can't beat them. But ultimately, this serves two purposes. Purpose number one is like, I don't have 35 liters of crap, and I don't need the bag to be so big, right? So you go ahead and put these buckles in, and it acts as sort of like a compression. Pop this in, duffel's a bit cleaner, and a little bit more manageable. Like I said, the duffel, you really gotta find that sweet spot. You gotta get it in there, but the buckles will loosen up with time. But these buckles also do something else as to where they are the connection point for the shoulder strap, which is so fucking interesting. Because what this means is that you will never be able to wear it in shoulder strap mode while being compressed. You can't do this and this. It's one or the other, which is quite prescriptive, right? You might not want to always carry the duffel like this. You might want to have it compressed and also carry it in shoulder mode, but Evergoods is like, that is not an option. The good news though is that it's quite a comfortable shoulder carrying experience. The buckles are strong, nylon webbing, a decent shoulder strap padding experience. It's not my favorite. I would have preferred maybe a bit more padding here. It's very dense, really nice webbing, very super silky and smooth. But when you pack this thing out, you know, I just prefer a little bit more cushion for the duffling. So for me, that's a little bit of a con as to where I would have definitely liked to have seen some more padding there. And something cool that the three of us in this room right now are absolutely mind blown by is they have like a really interesting dangle stopper solution where you have the elastic nylon webbing right there and you just go ahead and fold this up into itself. And then you sort of roll it up into itself and then voila, hashtag fight the dangle, hashtag innovation from Evergoods, hashtag I freaking love it. Cool, very cool. I've reviewed a lot of bags. It's rare when I see something I haven't seen before. I haven't seen that before. But ultimately, while shoulder strap mode is good in some ways and has compromise in other ways, I think Evergoods absolutely nailed hand mode because these handles are very well thought out. First of all, in a traditional duffel, and I'm not picking on Bellroy because I love this venture duffel, I love it. But like, you know, it sort of sits like this, right? And when you grab your duffel, you gotta kind of collect the handles and one's always rebellious and fall onto the side and you know, but this Evergoods is designed as to where those handles are always just gift wrapped, waiting for you, like your personal assistant. It's like, sir, anytime you want, you just grab it, and that's cool. It's different. Nice amount of space there, very soft with a little bit of padding. Maybe could use a bit more padding there as well. But overall, a very innovative design choice that I haven't seen on any other duffels before, and it just works really well. Yeah, that's it for the outside. Let's talk about the inside of the Evergoods Transit Duffel 35 liter. First up, we have the laptop pocket. This is accessible with Evergoods signature zipper pullers. They got this little knot at the top, a little extra grip, YKK zippers. It's not PU coated though, which is fine for me for other pockets, but I do like my laptop pocket to be extra protected because my laptop's like $2,000, right? It should be noted though, these are protected with a DWR coating, but how long that coating lasts for is a bit controversial. Some people say not a very long time. Some people say a very long time. I don't know the answer. And what else is controversial is just like a laptop in a duffel here. Now here's the deal. Laptops and duffels usually don't go hand in hand. The only duffel that I've reviewed that absolutely nailed their laptop holder, in my opinion, is the Pakt One Duffel, where they have this beautiful laptop holder right in the middle. This is coming on the side though, and while we got a decent amount of padding and a little bit of a false bottom, I have a 13-inch MacBook Pro, so you can see it can fit a lot bigger of a laptop. But I'm gonna say A, this is not an ideal laptop solution, and B, if you're gonna use it, double wrap, put this thing in a second, maybe even a third laptop like sleeve, because yeah, it's not a perfect solution in itself. And if you wanna learn more about our favorite laptop sleeves, you're gonna wanna watch this, it's one of these sides, this video about our favorite laptop sleeves. Switching over to the other side, this pocket has a bit more organization. Keyring holder, 1, 2, 3 mid-sized pockets, and a small pen sleeve. Yet again, the pocket has some pretty impressive expansion to it. It's not just a super tight sleeve. Evergoods is so good at doing this. They're so freaking good at just like giving you extra space in spots where just other companies would have cut that space off. Let's load it up with a few things. Keys in the keyring. I like this spot, makes it accessible, easy to grab your keys, and you can go ahead and throw it in this pocket to kind of stop that jangle experience, right? Throw a couple batteries in this pocket, toss some wires in here, pen in the pen pocket, and then, you know, like I said, you got some expansion here, so I'm gonna throw a notebook, tissues. You can see that zips up brilliantly. Let's get into the main compartment. This is a chunky ass YKK zipper, number 10 to get in, and you can see, et voila, you got a big old canyon. Now, one thing to note is for additional stability, Evergoods added these iron rods, which is just crazy. And it does help keep its structure. With that structure, there's some like extra like oomph to it, and you can like really open it, right? And it's kind of satisfying with these two handles, like those two metal rods being right there. It just kind of works. In this compartment, we have these two beefy pockets on either side. And aside from that, it's just kind of minimalist, which I love in a duffel. I've reviewed some duffels that have like lots of pockets all in the main compartment. I'm like, dude, that's not the point of the duffel. The duffel's just like a throw all, right? I'm just throwing stuff. It's like I'm going on a road trip, dude. So I'm gonna throw in some packing cubes, some more packing cubes, right? Down jacket, travel pillow, dop kit, little sling for my day trips. This is the Alpaca Ghost Sling Mini. Tech pouch, hoodie, water bottle on top, and kaboom, I am road trip ready. Oops, I forgot a pocket. There's actually one zipper pocket right here. No additional organization. For me, a good spot for maybe like a wallet, a passport. It's somewhere that's accessible, right? Easy to grab, but still hidden and semi-secure at the same time. So overall, pretty innovative. I like Evergoods trying to bring something unique to the table. Let's kind of see how it feels being worn when fully packed out. The handles, I'm a fan. I think these are great. A little more padding would have been nice. It feels good, just feels different. This worked. But as for the shoulder carry mode, it gets the job done. I stand by what I said. I wish there was some more padding on here. You could definitely DIY that and add some padding yourself, right? But I just felt like, this is 35 liters. So when you're packing it out with heavy tech gear and water bottles and stuff, I don't know. I could have used definitely some more padding on this shoulder strap. 6.5 out of 10 here, but I'll give it a 10 out of 10 in hand mode. Maybe it seems to me like I wouldn't have done this buckle compression thing. I just would have maybe made a traditional type shoulder strap. But what do I know? I've never made a duffel before. But what I am making, if you don't know, is actually a backpack. Yes, that's right. The guy who reviews the backpacks decided to make a backpack. And I'm actually documenting the entire experience in public and bringing you along for the ride. So if you want to see what it takes to build a game-changing backpack from the ground up and help vote on some of the key features, be sure to check out the second link in the description below. That link will show you where we're at in the building a backpack project and let you know how you can get involved. And you'll get a survey right away. I hope to see you in your inbox. Back to this guy. Okay, let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Evergoods Transit Duffel 35 liter. Overall pro number one, love these top handles. Pro number two is gonna be the fantastic materials, especially this 840D ballistic nylon. And pro number three, a duffel that always stands and keeps its shape. It's cool, it works. It's not gonna be for everyone, but it definitely works really well. But don't you worry, I ain't no Evergoods shill. I got cons, I'm gonna tell you what they are right now. Con number one is I wish that the shoulder strap had more padding. Con number two is the laptop compartment is definitely gonna need a laptop sleeve to go with it. And con number three is that the shoulder strap connection system comes with its fair share of compromises. But if you're still watching this, there's a good chance that you are blind to the cons and you only see the pros and you're thinking to yourself, I just found the duffel of my dreams, I'm gonna get one. Just remember that we do ask if you're gonna make a purchase to do so with the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price and it also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel. Thank you so much. But if you're not quite sold, let me throw a couple alternative duffel recommendations your way. Alternative recommendation number one is going to be the Pakt One Duffel. This is for you if you need a travel duffel that's got a killer laptop compartment and tons of awesome other features. To learn more about the Pakt One Duffel, simply navigate down to the description below and you'll find a link to our full review. Alternative recommendation number two is going to be the Boundary Supply Errant Duffel. This will be for you if you kind of like duffel that's got some techiness to it, a ton of features, and it can convert to a backpack as well. I'm a big fan of this duffel personally, and to learn more about it, simply navigate down to the description below and you'll find a link to our full review. And finally, I brought up this guy a few times, alternative duffel recommendation numero tres is the Bellroy Venture Duffel. This is for you if you're just like, dude, I don't need all those bells and whistles. What happened to a good old-fashioned American style duffel? And that's what Bellroy's doing here. Super classy, super comfy, super killer materials in a very super minimalist way. And to learn more about this duffel, simply watch this video right here. If you got any questions about any duffel in the world, let me know in the comments below. I personally respond to every single one myself. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.